everyone, we're doing the Renault and Nissan Alliance, and we're going to cover the first question of in what way does cultural factor into auto sales. So during our research, we noticed that culture is very important, most because a lot of cultures look for style now and what fits in. So for example, like Japanese car companies are more slick and fast and futuristic, while maybe some in the South African market or more of road vehicles. So to understand cultures, most time companies do joint alliance as Renault and Nissan are doing right now, just to help understand the culture deeper and do joint pitches. And within that, they look at what the land is like, what type of industries, environment, and other cultures will help with this. So for example, in Europe, we found that gas prices are extremely high. So if there was like a truck to be marketed, it probably wouldn't be as successful as it would in other places because of how much the gas prices would be to fill up a big truck, which is maybe like 25 gallons or more for just their fuel tank. To summarize up this question of does culture affect automotive sales, we think it does, but culture has more influence on people's taste, fashion, and the demand. Car consumption is not an economic choice anymore from what we found. It's rather more of like emotions and sensation, but they're keeping culture in mind to make sure it fits in because they don't want to be judged for having a car that's nothing like what everyone else has.
Cultural differences affect the way firms work in many aspects. Economic status and disposable income of people vary across different countries. Labor laws and costs are different in every country. For example, labor cost is cheaper in South Africa compared to France and Japan. There is higher power distance for France compared to Japan. The traits of the French people are more individualistic compared to Japanese culture, while the Japanese have a more competitive trait. There are uncertainties avoided more by the Japanese, and they are also more long-term oriented. South Africa's power distance is higher compared to the US. There is more of a collectivist approach for South Africa compared to France and other cultures. The cultures are similar when it comes to competitiveness and masculinity. There are no uncertainties avoided by both these cultures.
Renault is well known around the world for its demand in the top market. It plays an important role in all major segments in the global market. The Renault Group's market share in Europe has increased compared to the worldwide decline in the overall market by 1.7%, according to Nissan Global reports. There are more generation of sales outside Europe from the year 2012, accounting to the rise up to 3.8%. Nissan Motor Corporation has generated more sales in China and the United States with a record of 3.3%. The alliance of Renault and Nissan has an important stake in Autovaz, which is considered the largest automaker in Russia. Renault invested 1 billion South African rand to help upgrade Nissan's plant, which can convert to roughly $60 million US. The Nissan factories have more concentration around Southeast Asia, and Renault is more concentrated around the European countries. The link to Japanese Nissan is responsible for its proximity with Southeast Asian countries. The factor of geographical proximity is responsible, and it is similar to the concept of European countries and Renault.
We are going to end this presentation with the final question on if car companies can transcend national culture. And we do not believe that it is possible. There are some cars that are globally available, but they're not accepted in every culture. And car companies can produce cars that are designed for specific regions. So cars that work better in South Africa, where the roads aren't as well produced, versus in the United States, where we have roads everywhere, highways and everything. So an example would be the Sandero, which was launched specifically for the South African market, but then it made its way into the international market. And a final example to just tie everything together would be the Tita, which was made for the Japanese market, but then later made its way into the European market.